So let's start. So I want to start with a short story. It's a story about a developer. Oh yeah, I like GIFs, so we have some GIFs here. It's a story about a developer. This developer had an amazing idea for a new AR game that he thought is going to disrupt the industry. He was quite naive, but still, he gathered a few friends, and together they just started developing, they just started coding. And after months of work, they were very excited to release the first version of their app. They had an official launch and everything. They uploaded everything to the stores, and soon people started to download the app. Short while after, people started to have their reviews. So some were good, and some were really bad. So our developer tried to understand why did he get these bad reviews, and he noticed that most of the bad reviews had three things in common, which were app size, app size, loading time, and memory usage. Some of the bad comments also mentioned something about multiplayer functionality that was not synced. They put a lot of effort to have a multiplayer option, but it just wasn't good enough, and people were complaining about it. So obviously, our developer was sad, really sad. So he decided to start a research and understand exactly what's going on. And he tried to figure out what went wrong, because everything worked for them as a team. When they developed it, everything worked. And then for the users, everything started to crash. So, hi, my name is Ben. You may also know me as a developer from this semi-true story. We had to change some stuff to make it a bit more Hollywood, but generally speaking, it's based on a true story. So as I mentioned before, I started to research exactly what went wrong, why didn't we scale, why did our app start to collapse, all of the things that we did check just starting to fall apart. So along the way, while searching, I met the person who today is my business partner, Alan, and we conducted many surveys. We analyzed many AR apps. We analyzed their reviews and the app itself, of course. We conducted focus groups just to understand exactly what is going on. And we wanted to understand exactly what is keeping AR from being an obvious technology, like listening to music, or watching videos, or even owning a website. It used to be something that was very difficult to have, and today it's obvious. Everyone can do it. So what's keeping AR from doing it? And we came up with three major pitfalls. App storage, app storage, the device memory, and there is no cross-device sync, nothing that really works. And people do need these stuff. People tend to get scared when they see too big of an app. Or if the app just collapses a few times, they just tend not to use it anymore. And we needed to understand exactly how can we start developing better apps. Now, before we are trying to build our app, we need to understand exactly how our app is going to perform when we scale. When people are using our app, it's not just one person or a small group of people. No, I'm talking about many users, thousands of users a minute. So we need to scale in order to help our app work exactly how we want it, when we want it. And I'm sorry. We need all of our assets to be available for us when we need it. and we want it to be always available. We want everything to be always available, not only for us, but for everyone all the time. So how do we scale? What's different between scaling any other app and scaling AR? We need to understand exactly what is so special about AR that is so hard that makes it so hard to scale. So there are a lot to this end. So the first thing is when scaling AR, we need to consider so many factors. Like, for example, we have our AR objects and their associated AR targets. If the AR target is in our frame, we need to see the AR object with it. When the target is no longer in our frame, we need to make the object disappear. And then again, when the object is back in the frame, we need to make it again show immediately on the screen. So there's a lot of calculations that needs to be done very fast and immediately being reflected on screen. We should also keep in mind that different devices require different 3D formats. So, so if we want to have a proper AR app, we need, so assigning the right format to the right device is key. You can't use an iOS model on an Android. It just won't work. Magic Leap and HoloLens also have some unique formats, and we need to take care of everything. So today, most AR apps ignore some of these considerations just because it's just almost impossible. When we most of the AR developers, when they create their app, they tend to store everything on the device. When they store everything on the device, their app is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you remember the pitfalls from before, it was pitfall number 1, app storage size. So the problem, another problem with this approach is that if we want to change something in our app, like very simple thing, like adding a new color to one of our objects, we need to either update the 3D catalog package or sometimes update the entire app. For us, it just doesn't make any sense. Another thing is it's very hard to keep track of your assets if they are located locally on the person's device, on the user's device, and then if you want to analyze it or get any sort of data from it, it's quite difficult. You can do that, but it's becoming more and more difficult, and analysis just won't work the same way. So with these realizations, we understood that the current solutions in the market would just not suffice for AR apps. There was no one simple way to assist AR developers with these issues that we mentioned before. Someone needed to create a holistic solution to these problems. Someone in the crowd. So we've decided to build an app, a platform that will take care of all of these issues. So our cloud platform stores AR object and immediately stream it back to the app when you need it. So you save a lot of space. We actually, from our tests, we can save up to 90% of storage space for the average AR app. Another thing you no longer need to worry about is memory usage. We take of memory usage for you, so you can take your mind off it. One major plus to our platform is that we also take care of syncing the assets on users' devices across multiple platforms, and if you have any multiplayer abilities in your app, we actually do everything for you. We stream it for everyone, and we stream it at the same time. So if one person moves one of their assets, the other users would see it immediately. Our latency is very short, so it will be essentially the same as having everyone using the same device, even though they're not located nearly close to each other. So basically, what I'm trying to say is we are taking care of formatting and scaling for you, so you can focus on creating amazing AR apps yourselves. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys are all up to. So, we invite you to log into our console, sign up to get your free API key, and start using us. You'll see how amazing this technology could be, and still can be, when we just think about scaling in a more efficient way. Thank you. So now, as I said before, we did have a different title before of how to build an AR app in 15 minutes or less. So now we'll get to this part. I'll just need to connect my computer. Are there any questions at all? No, that's mute. All right. Just a moment, please. Okay, this is the part where we pray for the demo gods, so they won't mess with our demo. Okay, so this is our platform. For this demo, I created an API key for our conference today, Tel Aviv 2019. When you log into the platform, it looks something like this. It's a very simple one. Please ignore the phone. We'll get to it in a minute. So this is a platform. Basically, as I said before, we store and deliver all of the assets to your phone. You upload everything that you need. We try to be all-in-one backend for AR and VR, by the way, but we'll focus on AR right now. So you can store everything that your app needs on our platform. And we'll take care of everything, all of the streaming and all of the heavy lifting for you. So let's start with uploading an object to any detectable surface. I'm going to use one of our 3 example models. I'm going to use the Empire State Building. We are from New York, so we really love our buildings. When I hit finish, what the app is doing, what the platform is doing in our backend is translating the model to all of the formats, so we can work with all of the major AR-capable devices, mobile and headsets. As I said before, our API key for today is Tel Aviv 2019. So now I'm gonna open an app on our phone, enter the same API key. You can sign up and get your free API key, 2019, your free API key on our website when you sign up. Now, this is the part where I hope, yeah, it really worked, and there is no lag time. There is lag time. It's just between the phone and the computer. So now, when I detected a surface, if I touch it, immediately I see the Empire State Building as we all chose together, or I made a decision for us. I can walk around. Now I can walk around and see this this model. I can go in if I want. If I had something more interesting, I would have seen it by now. But this is a very simple model that we had, that we downloaded, by the way, from the internet for free, and we're just able to use it. Now let's say that now I don't want to have this model anymore. I want another one instead. Let's say that now I want to have an apartment building instead, because skyscrapers are too much for me. So I'm deleting the first one, adding a new one instead. I don't need to change anything in my app. My app stays completely the same, but now when I open my app and enter the same API key as before, sorry, so now when I enter the same API key as before, hoping everything will work, yes, and now I can see an apartment building instead. Again, I didn't change anything. My catalog was changed immediately. I didn't need to update anything in my app itself. So this was native Android. Now we're gonna see a Unity. We also have Unity SDK. For those of you who may not know, Unity is a very popular game engine. And it supports AR, obviously. So now I'm gonna, again, use the same API key. I didn't change anything. And now, when I hit start, I have my surface presented to me in here. And if I want to have my apartment building for before, I just need to press it, and here it is. Now, I may wanna make it a bit larger, because I don't know, it looks too small to me. So now, all I need to do, and if you remember from before, I said that we're streaming everything. So changing something in real time, it's really easy. I just need to scale, add a scale, and when I hit add, immediately I see it on my screen. I see it on my app. Now let's say I want to play around with it and maybe add some movement to it. So let's add rotation. Let's say to the right. When I hit add, again, immediately I see the apartment building started to turn around. By the way, it doesn't look this crazy on my end. It's just the connection between the computer and the phone itself through the app that I'm using. So now I'm getting a bit nauseous, and I'm pretty sure the people who live in this apartment building also. So I'll just remove, and it immediately stops. So these are our apps, our demo apps. If you have our API, it's really easy to use it for both Unity or any other game engine, and if you have a native app, it also works with any native app. One last thing that I want to show you is the web-based AR. So when I uploaded when I uploaded the asset, immediately our platform creates a QR code that you can scan, and then you can scan this this QR code and immediately see your asset online through the web. You don't have to download anything. Everything is being done from the web. If you don't have any image target, this QR code will be your image target. So now I need to find where my QR scanner is. Sorry about that. Let's see. QR scanner. Okay, I'm gonna use my other phone. Sorry. So we'll close this connection. Just a moment, please. Sorry about that. Sorry, I didn't realize that I don't have the scanner in this phone. So now they should connect. Wow. All right. So now if we're gonna use the QR code from before, it's okay. So when we're using this QR code, I need to, sorry. Okay, so when I'm using the QR code from before, I just need to log into the website that it prompts, and then immediately I'm gonna see my huge building here, which is way too big for me. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scale it down. Let's do 0.2, update, and after the update, I can immediately use it once again. I could, by the way, just refresh the page. I just accidentally hit too much back. But again, you can see our building from before. I can play around with it. It's a building, so it's coming towards me, so it's a bit harder to see. But I think you get the gist. You can have, by the way, multiple assets in your AR cloud, in your cloud and in your web app. Whatever you decide to do, it's up to you. And yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.